And then we'll go on to 2.4.
2.4 Urgency Ordinance extending a temporary moratorium pertaining to private marijuana cultivation and non-medical marijuana facilities. Recommendation: staff recommends that the City Council adopt an interim urgency ordinance entitled Ordinance Number 132, an urgency ordinance of the City Council of the City of Wildomar, California, extending a temporary moratorium pertaining to private marijuana cultivation and non-medical marijuana facilities.
Okay, with that, we will open the public hearing in the staff report.
Thank you. This item before you extends the temporary moratorium adopted at your December City Council meeting. As you know, at that meeting, the council adopted a temporary ban on marijuana land uses and businesses, and that's valid for 45 days. This extension before you extends that same temporary prohibition for an additional 10 months and 15 days, while the city takes time to develop and study any permanent regulations. That concludes the report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from Mr. Tom or anybody? Okay, any public speakers on this?
Yes, Kenny Mays.
It's a shame the city council's exuberance to ban what is now legal, now a legal product does not extend to the banning of alcohol at the city events at Martin O'Brien Park. Is anything less dangerous to serve alcohol than allow these and then allow these people to drive on the city streets than it is to sell marijuana for citizens to enjoy in their homes? This moratorium should include a section whereby the city of Wildomar should disallow itself from accepting and receiving any state revenues generated by the marijuana tax should regulations be issued earlier than the proposed end of this moratorium, should the state enact regulations before January of 2018. The claim here is staff needs time to work on designing regulations. This while hundreds of cities, with the help of their citizens, are already passing appropriate regulations. If the speed at which this city enacted a total ban on medical marijuana in Wildomar is any indication, this city will do the same with little input from the public for recreational marijuana. Thank you.
No other speakers.
No other speakers? Wow. Nobody wants to speak on this one?
All right, I'll say something.
I figured it was. I knew somebody was going to have to come up. You can fill out a slip afterwards, Mrs. Miller.
Plant hemp, plant medical marijuana, plant non-medical. You know, why are you trying to stop the people from doing what they want to do? 52% of the people in Wildomar voted for this. A 10-month. It's going to take you 10 months to figure this out. I mean, didn't you go online and do your homework like you always tell me? Did you do your homework? Did you do your homework and read about YouTubes of the young people that have epilepsy that are helped by medical marijuana? Did you do it? Who did it? All right, Mr. Nick, what did you find out?
I'll talk afterwards.
No, we won't, but you need to tell them. So, I just don't understand that. Do you have connections with the pharmaceutical industry that would like to have full control over it? And if they do, then we'd be praying that they don't tamper with it. They don't make it half as strong so that they can sell twice as much. That's what some of the Prop 64 was about. Is that the right Prop? I didn't support it that much. But I'm glad people think that they can do this. And I hope that people are not arrested. And the new police chief, he's not ready to do things to people. But those who are, I hope that they are very discreet in their decisions, that we don't walk past a bus stop and it's too fragrant to pass up. So, no, can't be doing that. Will there be discretion? Maybe you should give out a discretion ticket. Warning, you can't do this just anywhere you want to. Would that make you feel better, so that it didn't go in anybody's window and no neighbors were being affected and children were being inspired to find out what was going on next door? That if these type of things are happening, that you could do something about it. But not arresting, not banning, not stopping facilities that pay you. What's wrong with you getting tax dollars? I don't understand that. I don't understand why this town is refusing money for something that, that obviously the people are going to do whether you're there or not. And you keep a lot of crime down and, people running about with weapons in their cars and whatnot. This is not appropriate activities. So, you will keep Wildomar a safer place if you don't do this for 10 months. You were able to pass all these things and put them out in 1 month. I had to go over and check on all these proposals and new projects and old projects, and you had a month to decide about this, and you decided 10 months?
Thank you, Ms.
We're
Miller.
not going to tolerate that. It's not going to take you 10 months.
Thank you.
All right, officer, come get me.
He
Where
doesn't
is
need to get you. Just turn off the mic, that's even simpler. There we go.
Not with my vocals.
Ms. Miller, thank you.
God bless you.
I guess I'll ask next time if there's any other speakers. Anyway, with that, we will close the public hearing and then we'll talk about it. So, Marcia?
Well, I think it's great that we're taking our time and going to do it the right way. It is legal in California. We're not sending police out looking around for anything. We want to take our time, do it right, do it legally. If there is a benefit to the city through taxes, yes, we'd like to see that. If there's places that shouldn't be, we need to look at all of those. It's a long time. We have one lawyer, we have one meeting a month. So that's, she says 10 months, that's 10 meetings and reviewing what's going on at the same time. So I think it's a good thing to do. We need to take our time. We need to do it right.
Yeah, I agree with this. And Tom, correct me if I'm wrong. So marijuana's legal in California, so nobody's saying you can't, use it in your house, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we're not banning that. We can't ban that. It's a state law. It's more
growing in your home at this point.
Yeah, you can grow in your home too. Basically,
Correct.
it's looking at the secondary and tertiary effects of things. There's always ramifications. So, is it good to let people grow plants outside? I don't know. Would that create vandalism? Potentially, yes. Is there an issue with allowing a dispensary in the city? Maybe there is an issue. Does that increase crime? What kind of tax revenue do we bring in from one dispensary? Is that enough to pay for another police officer? There's these issues that need to be looked at and thought about, and we can't just go in there with shooting in the hip like a cowboy. So I also support waiting 10 months and 15 days and taking our time.
Here.
And the state's not going to issue any permits to January 2018, so even if we approved it tonight, you could sell it anyway to January 2018, so
But yeah, there's no
we're not
license.
stalling anything.
There's no licenses for businesses. In order for a business to do it, they have to get the license from the health license from the state, because I did my homework
Yep.
on Google
Yep.
during the month. So
We're not stalling
even if we did nothing, you still can't do anything until you can get the license. So
Take the time that we have.
I think it's probably gonna take a lot more time than 18 for them to figure all this out with the state, because here's one of the issues that I thought was gonna be interesting with the state. If they're gonna be issuing license, who gets the license? And how many are they gonna give out? Is the state gonna determine the winners and the losers in this program?
and does the city have
The government should never be involved in picking winners and losers in any program, ever. But like I've said before, it's still a federal thing, and as long as it's a federal thing, I'm still opposed to it. When the Congress and all those guys figure this stuff out, and then they tell everybody, because right now we're gonna be, I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna harm the city of Wildomar, losing federal funds and different things like that. When you have a president that's stepping in and saying, hey, if you don't do what we're saying, we're gonna take away your grants. Well, that's a lot of money to us. And right now, these people can't even put the money in the bank legally. So how do you tax something like that? So it's all gonna be under a study. So in 10 months, we're gonna have a study session here at the city, and we wanna hear everybody's view on it, and we'll be open to it. You know how I feel, but that's fine. I'm just one of the 5, and we'll let everybody else help make the decision for the city. But like I said, it's a federal statute, that trumps what I wanna do in my city because it's federal law, and I don't think I wanna take that chance and harm our city with the feds in any form, because they're already get crazy and do things to the state. So, with that, can we have a,
Yep, move to approve ordinance number 132.
Second?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries all ayes.